Well, hello and welcome back. It's the end of the month, and so I'm going to go back and put the actuals into what really happened over this last month and see how I did. So I've got this biweekly that I ended up with a 0, and then this biweekly where I had extra money and ended up with a 0. And I want to summarize it into the month so I can kind of just keep track of how I did for the month. So the plan was $8,000, and I did have, that's my just regular income. But in the second biweekly, I also managed to pull $5,000 out of some savings and some stuff that I had, so that my actuals ended up being $13,000, which made a huge difference. So my mortgage, the house went up for sale. It's still scheduled to close. So I don't think I need to make this payment. So I am going to take that money and roll it back in. And I'll just add it into my first biweekly check. I did have to pay the electricity for the whole month. There's no water, sewer, and trash are included in that. And I did have to pay the natural gas for the month, but I didn't have to pay the internet. I canceled the internet out, which means that instead of $31.50, my actual was $430 for the month, which was a huge savings. The HELOC, I still got the money sitting in the envelope and I don't need to pay it. My electricity is always 0. I pilfered the first $20 out of this, so I only ended up putting 20 out for water, sewer, and trash. And I did the same thing with the propane. I pilfered the first biweekly, so I only did 10. And then I did do the full internet, which means that this actual, instead of 540, was only 140. In my expenses, I did $10 in the first biweekly, and then the full 200, which was 210. And then for gas, I did 30 for gas the first biweekly, and then 200, so that is 230. I had to do the full insurance amount. My cell phone was 100. For the dog, I couldn't afford it the first biweekly, so I only did 15. And the second biweekly, I did 20, which means that this is $11.55, which was 400 under. And then on Chase, I did, the first week I did the regular $293, but the second one I did $4,903, which is $5,196 towards Chase this month, which is with the snowball. And then I did $10.98 for my American Express. My personal loan, I did the $170. Home Depot, I did the $288. The American Express personal loan, I did the $914. And the truck, I did the $544, which means my total towards debt this month was $51.96 plus $10.98 plus $170 plus $114 plus $544. I think I'm wrong here. Let me do this again. $5,196 plus $10.98 plus $170 plus $288 plus $914. $554, that's what it is. My truck is $554, not $544. $554. So that is $8,220, which means that if I take the $82.20 minus the $36.10, that's my $4,610 snowball that I did, which was awesome. So if I pull this down to here, I did 13,000 And instead of $36.90, that is $570. And that was $11.55. And this was, well, I still did the $36.10, but I also did an extra $4,610 snowball, which should be 13,000 minus 570 minus 1155 minus 3610 minus, oh, I think I added 13,000 minus 570 for my 4 walls minus 1155 for my expenses minus 3610, it's just my regular debt, minus the extra 4,610 leaves me with $3,055, which should be the amount that I have in my envelopes, because I didn't spend them yet, but I didn't put them into a, I didn't spend them on the mortgage, the HELOC, and the internet. So let's add those. So the $26.50 is still sitting in the envelope, plus the $370 for the HELOC, because I don't need to make that payment either, plus. And then I had $35. I only did the first week, and then I just held off just in case, and I still don't think I need it. So that's the $30.55. So I didn't end up with a zero, but this is in envelopes, which will go to a snowball. And I will just throw it all on my Chase card, which will be awesome, because that'll make over $8,000 to put on Chase this month. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be awesome. And that'll get me almost halfway through that Chase card in just a month, which is amazing. All right, so I make myself a note. Envelopes to Chase. I'll pull those out of the envelopes and go make an extra payment, which will be awesome. So that's the end of this monthly budget, and I'm gonna get ready for the next month, because it's the end of the month and it starts tomorrow. So, okay, so new month, new budget. So let's start off with my income is still $8,000 a month. But my 4 walls has changed, so I'm gonna fill this out and I'll be right back and walk through it. Okay, so my 4 walls has changed significantly. The old house is gone. We're just gonna focus on the new one. I do not have a mortgage or a HELOC on, or anything on that, which is why I was selling it and moving. My electricity, I have enough solar to produce more electricity than I need. So I have a credit at the power company, and I still have a credit, I checked. My water is about $40 a month. Sewer, I'm on septic. Trash is optional, so I pretty much just burn my trash. And I'm not in California. No, open fires are fine here. My propane is about $20 a month. What I have is a propane tank here that I get filled I got it filled in the fall. It's supposed to last me a year. About $240, it's about $20 a month. At this point, I have more than enough propane to last me the rest of the winter, so I'm fine on that. And then my internet is $110 a month. Okay, And typically that 170 would be comparable to what my four walls was before. My four walls for my old house was $3,150. So I've dropped my living expenses by $3,000, which is amazing. But one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm going to add my insurance and my cell phone into my four walls, because really those are the essentials to life kind of thing. So my insurance is still $580. Just need to finish a few things up and change the policy there. And then my cell phone is $100 a month, which means that my four walls now is 40 plus 20 plus 110 plus 580 plus 100, whoops, 40 plus 20 plus 110 plus 580 plus 100 equals, is now $850, which is awesome. And then I'm gonna fill out these areas and then come back and we'll run through them. All right, so my Chase is $586 a month. My American Express is $1,098 a month. My personal loan is $170 a month. My Home Depot is $288 a month. My American Express personal loan is $914 a month, and my truck payment is $554 a month. For my expenses, I'm still gonna budget $400 a week for groceries, because that's not just food. When I go to the grocery store, I pick up the household stuff, laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, whatever. I'm not gonna break out I'm not gonna break out the food and the household separately. For me, I just don't feel like I need to. $400 a month should cover everything. Gas for my car I'm gonna put $400 a month. That might be a little higher than what I'm typically doing, but I kind of need to gauge it. I honestly haven't been paying attention to how much I spend on gas, and kind of need to. So I'm gonna make sure I have enough to get where I need to go. The dog is $30 a month, and my hobby is $10 a week, which is $40 a month. The one thing that I am gonna add this month, unfortunately, is my car. I need new tires, including a new rim. And the rim's pretty expensive. And it's gonna cost pretty close to $1,000 to get 4 new tires and that new rim. It's a damaged rim. And I'm not replacing the rim out of vanity. I am replacing it because the tire's not wearing right. It's that dented. So I do need an extra $1,000 this month for my expenses. So let's do a little math. So for my debt, we have
586 plus 1098 plus 170 plus 288 plus 914 554 equals 3610. Exactly what it was last month. And then for my expenses, I have 400 plus 400 plus 30 plus 40 plus that extra 1,000 that I need, and that gives me $1,870 this month. Okay, so let me write up my little summary and I'll be right back.
Okay, so my income, I'm budgeting $8,000, hoping for more. My 4 walls should be the 850. Expenses should be the 1870. My debt is 3610. So if I do the math and take $8,000 and I subtract the 850 and the 1870 and the 3610, that should leave me a snowball of 1,670, which I will add to the chase. And if I do that, that gets me to a zero budget. So this is the budget I'm working on for this month. Got to a zero budget. I do have a snowball this time, which is way better than last month. If you remember, I was $850 in the hole. So selling the house is why this whole mess happened, but I did it because I wanted to reduce these expenses. I wasn't expecting this to happen, but I wanted to reduce these expenses and be able to make some progress. So once I get the debt wiped out, I'm gonna have much better luck with an extra $1,600 a month going towards my snowball. And I'm gonna keep trying to come up with extra money to put out too. I've got some other things going on I'm trying to pull together. So that's where I'm at for the month. My next video will be splitting this into the bi-weekly paycheck, which happens, and when it does, I'm going to see if I can pull some things together to have some extra money to add into that for the next time. So if you want to see how this all comes together, take a second and subscribe to this. And I am so grateful for this community because I feel like I'm finally making progress after spending months just not knowing where to turn and how to start, and having so many amazing examples out there to follow, which has gotten me to where I can face this and I have a plan and I can work the plan. And I am kind of living a little lean. I don't have a lot of extra stuff. I don't have sinking funds. I'm not doing sinking funds. I'm not going to save money while I've got this much debt going on, because it just doesn't make sense to put any money into savings when I started with $134,000 of debt a month ago. So I am going to keep plugging away at it, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support and for your examples. I'm subscribing to you guys like crazy so that I can keep getting inspired and keep this ball rolling, because it's pretty exciting once you get a plan put together and you can start working the plan. When you see it starting to come together, there's just so much enthusiasm to keep you moving forward on it. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm going. I am going to be debt free, and this is the way I'm going to do it. So if you want to come along for the ride, take a minute and subscribe. And otherwise, I will catch you next time. Thanks so much.